Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you for watching Guns and Blammo. Please enjoy this gun movie review. For more gun movie reviews, please go to our YouTube station. Like, share, subscribe, and comment on what you think should be the top 10 gun movies of all time. Number 3, Heat. Back when Robert De Niro used to be cool, Val Kilmer was skinny, and Al Pacino actually had his sight, this 1995 film truly brought the heat. How hot, you say? Hot enough to roast a marshmallow on Tom Sizemore's crack pipe. Number 3 being Heat. There is a whole lot to this movie. Number 1, it is a great movie. So using the criteria that we had, this film is fantastic. Top to bottom. Great cast. Back when I used to like Robert De Niro and I thought he was pretty damn cool up until the past, 3-4 years, so to say. What really made it cool is I think, from what I understand, they had 2 British SAS op trainers. You can see, particularly in Val Kilmer's character, his gunplay, reloading, and everything seems to be rather spot on. And I think this is the beginning of realizing that true training need to be had for these actors to really pull off these gunfights. So in that gunfight, the things that I also like, albeit back in 1995, without all the gadgets and fun stuff that we have today to add to our ARs, they used what would be some of your standard ARs. Robert De Niro's character, Neil, in the movie, has a Colt Model 654 chambered in 5.56. Again, this was 1995 with not all the bells and whistles and the unique builds that we can do with ARs, so that was a pretty standard operating procedure gun in that case. Val Kilmer's character also had a Colt. He had the Model 733, also chambered in 5.56. What I found unique in this movie was that the bad guys, their guns, it's tough to notice, but you notice their guns are full auto. The good guys have the semi-auto guns. Meaning that it doesn't matter. For those of you that are new to guns and you think that somehow if we get rid of guns, the bad guys aren't going to get them. No, they're still going to get them. Full auto is illegal, but in this movie, they have the full auto guns and the good guys do not. I found that to be a really cool thing in the movie that added a little bit of uniqueness to it as well. Now, Al Pacino's character was carrying an FNC 80, which is typically not what you have for law enforcement, specifically in LAPD at that time. So that made it a bit unique, but they were chambered in 5.56. Now, there's a scene where he is about to shoot Tom Sizemore with a hostage. And when you look at it, understand the camera adds a little bit of length to it, so it's probably about 20 yards away. But he goes for it, takes the shot, depends on how he zeroed his rifle, and got him right in the head. So that is one of those situations and things that you may have ran through your mind yourself, wondering at what point do I pull the trigger to save a life that's being held hostage, or I just not shoot at all. So I found all those little idiosyncrasies very unique. There's so many handguns in this movie, it would be impossible to go through it. And of course, just like all the other movies, I'm sure there's an H&K MP5 submachine gun somewhere in there. And finally, one of the cool things that Michael Mann does in a lot of his different gun movies, he's the director of this film, is the 21 or Mozambique drills, which is 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. So for those of us that play basketball, it's like shooting free throws and getting warmed up. That is what that drill is when you go to the range. It's called the 21 drill or the Mozambique, 2 in the A zone on the chest, 1 in the head. So if you want to practice shooting, practice that just like the film shows, but I appreciated that they showed that as part of the film. For my number 3, Heat.